Hi, I'm Ramona Braganza, and a lot of people ask me how I got started in my career as a celebrity trainer. To tell you the truth, I've always been into fitness. I was a gymnast for many years, which followed with a career as a cheerleader, so a lot of dancing, and then I went on to do fitness contests and was chosen for the job as trainer for Jessica Alba, and that's how my career started. I'd like to show you some photos, and then we can get into some stories. So as I said, I started my career cheerleading. The first team I worked for were the Toronto Argonauts. These are some of the girls that we did a photo shoot one day, and I actually met this girl here in the corner recently in Singapore. She's 51 now and in amazing shape. She can do 6 pull-ups, way more than me, but I'm so proud of her because she wasn't into fitness in her 20s. And then I went on to become a Raiders cheerleader. That lasted for 10 years. Following that, I also did some choreography for the team, and it was just a great time. I had a lot of great friends. Dancing was our main passion. We really enjoyed performing for the crowds, but it's a lot of work as well. 3 times a week we trained, and the sessions were at least 3 hours, so a lot of hard work, and you wouldn't know that. Following the cheerleading career, I went ahead. Well, here's something that I should talk about while we look at this. So I too had a bit of a problem with food intake. As you can tell, when you're in your 20s, either sometimes you don't eat or you overeat, or you end up hormonally having some trouble with weight. It wasn't until I discovered fitness contests and eating healthy and exercise that it made a difference in my life. Here I am competing at the first ever Miss National Fitness contest, and I had to do my gymnastics, and I leaned out quite a bit. Following that, I ended up being on the cover of Muscle Fitness, and it was actually one of the main magazines that I followed very diligently. So reading about nutrition and exercise is super important if you want to keep that in your life. This is with Sean Ray. He was a bodybuilder at the time. And my first job with an actress was with Jennifer Love Hewitt. She's very young in this picture, about 13 years old, and we're filming an episode of Birds of Paradise. That was filmed in Hawaii, and I was actually hired to be a choreographer. We worked with a group of women in Hawaii, and I choreographed the session, and of course I had to put myself in there, as you can see. Being a cheerleader, once a cheerleader, always a cheerleader, so it was really easy for me to fit right into the role and, work with the girls. It was a lot of fun. The second job was with Jessica Alba. I was hired by the same producer, and off we went to England to do a movie. Here we were doing biking, actually. She had to know how to ride a bike, if you can believe it, for Dark Angel. And Jess is from LA and didn't have a lot of experience with that, so we ended up doing a lot of bike riding on the Isle of Man, which is a beautiful island outside on the coast of England. Following that, we went on to several other movies. Well, here's Jim Cameron. Now, Jim Cameron was the man that hired me on Dark Angel. He loves his women really toned and really in shape. One of his wives was Linda Hamilton on The Terminator. So I had a big job to do. I had to make sure Jess looked in great shape. We started with a lot of bodybuilding techniques and changed it over the various movies that I was on with her. Here we're enjoying some dessert, because I never say dessert's a no-no. It's usually just eat everything in moderation. And she's learned that over the years, and that's how she's kept her figure for a very long time. That, along with exercise, really can maintain your shape. Here we are cooking some yummy enchiladas. And the thing that Jessica has learned, because her background is Latin, she's Latina, so she wants to make sure she can still enjoy the foods she likes, and yet still kind of, change it up a little bit so that it's a healthier version. Now, this is a picture on Honey. Honey was a very demanding movie. Not only did Jess have to train with me, she also had to do a lot of dancing. This is on Into the Blue, where we actually tried to do some scuba together. So we worked out a little bit before. She went to work, and then she spent a lot of hours in the water on the set. Now, here's something that happened recently. Jessica had her first baby, and with that, we ended up doing a lot of charity events together, and this one here actually highlights her going to one of the schools in LA with a lot of single moms that are not wedded and they are having babies, so she's doing a little talk to them and kind of supporting them. We also donated a lot of free gifts that she gets, and so it was for a good cause, and the girls really appreciated it. So a lot of my clients are very giving. And of course, she had to get her baby body back. So after working with her for 12 years, I developed a program when she was pregnant, and we worked really hard for 2.5 months, and she did it. So with commitment, that's what it takes. You know, you have to give it your all, and you have to have a goal. And then, of course, my second client that became pregnant, and a very important client, is Halle Berry. And she, too, had a baby shortly after Jessica had to get back in shape for an event, and of course, she managed to do it. So my message to you is, you know, celebrities have just as much hard of a time to get back in shape after a baby, and you just have to stick with it. I'm going to try to help you with these vlogs, and you're going to do it.